Ben Gibson asked us, how do we feel about pipe bands in the context of St. Patrick's Day? Basically, a lot of pipe bands are Scottish or built on a Scottish model. They're using great pipes, Scottish great pipes, like he says. However, some people in America tend to lump Irish and Scots together, and they don't know the difference, or they can't tell the difference. Yeah. And some people involved in St. Patrick's Day parades actually get a little weird about a Scottish band being in an Irish event. Do we think there's actually an issue there, or do we think it's... Do you want to unpack that a little bit?
There's a lot of cross-pollination between Irish bands and Scottish bands. A lot of Irish bands still use Great Highland bagpipes.
That's all they use.
So even if you're not even if you're not an Irish, or even if you're not a Scottish band, you may still use McCallum's or Hardy's or whatever kind of pipes. I don't know. What are your thoughts on it?
I think it's unfortunate if people get upset by the issue. I think it's unfortunate if people can't enjoy the general Celticness. An American St. Patrick's Day is absolutely about being Irish, but it's also about celebrating Celtic culture in general. And if you want to make the most use of the holiday, I think you would try to educate people in a nice way. Teach them, this is where...
Teach them the difference.
This is where this comes from. This is where that comes from. The only pipes that get used in a parade context are Great Highland Pipes. That's what they're made for. They're a loud instrument on purpose. They're a signaling device, as no doubt you've all heard. The Irish bands use them because they were introduced into Ireland around the turn of the century as a military thing for Irish bands to use. I mean, the Gaelic League was all in favor of that. And the Irish regiments of the British Army, like by World War I, were using Great Highland Pipes. So the pipes themselves are certainly used by Irish guys.
Yeah.
I'd say if a Scottish band wants to play in an Irish parade, and the parade organizers want them there, then
it's more my understanding, and I don't know a lot about parades, but it's more my understanding that the parade organizers will ask different bands, "Hey, can you come, do our parade?" I'd also kind of point out that you use the cloudiness of the day. In America, we have everyone's Irish on St. Patrick's Day, so there is a lot of cloudiness. Beer makes things cloudy, and a lot of people. You have a lot of people who aren't fully into the culture. They're just there to hang out and party to a degree, who may not understand the differences. So it does get kind of muddled a bit. I would understand if someone were to be, annoyed or offended, like, why are the Scottish bands in my Irish parade? That kind of mentality, because it's supposed to be our day for us. They can have Tartan Day, they can have St. Andrew's Day. This is the day to celebrate Ireland. So I would get wanting to differentiate entirely, but I could also understand where the confusion lies in. But it's all Celtic, and the Scoti came from Ireland.
The Scoti originally came from Ireland. So yeah. But if that's the attitude of a person, then they're also, you would assume they would have an issue with all of those party people you're talking about. The plastic shamrock crowd, the people who dress like the leprechaun costumes and the green beer and all that kind of thing. I think it really comes down to how you want the tone of your holiday to be. How you want to approach it. I'll say this: I don't think the band members have an issue. If you're in an Irish band like Brian Boru, and guys who are in a Scottish band, you're just into the Kilnave. You're into the music. Yeah. As far as you're concerned, it's all about the music. And
you're more about proficiently playing the instrument.
Yeah, and you're geeking out with I don't think they'd have an issue with each other. I don't think the bands would.
Unless they'd drink each other's scotch.
Well, yeah.
To quote the great Paul Carney, no nipping on the street.
There you go.
But
they're all there to geek out over the music. They love the music, and I think that's the way to think about it.
Yeah,
this is a celebration. If anybody wants to, it's like if I'm a Scottish band, and I'm invited to play in an Irish parade, I'm gonna be like, yeah, man, you guys are my brothers. I'm gonna support you. You know?
Now, I wouldn't.
I'd hope the Irish people would have the same attitude backwards. Like, hey, thanks for supporting us. You know?
Yeah, and I would expect the Scottish band not to, break out Scotland the Brave walking down the street.
Well, no, yeah.
You may want to know a few Irish tunes.
Of course.
Yeah. But yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's an interesting question. It's definitely an interesting question.
Indeed.
But,
Yes.
Quite.
Indeed, yes.
Right.
Quite.